Hi everyone, welcome to a little Soma movement practice today. I'm Allie Green. Today's practice is going to have a focus on posture and what it is and where we can find our posture from. So typically we might think of posture as how we arrange our bones and muscles. Today we are going to be creating posture from our organs and our diaphragms. So I invite you to just sit. You can sit with the legs crossed. And another really important thing is, sitting like this is very challenging for a lot of people, and we don't want to feel stressed out before we even begin because we're trying to hold ourselves up. So I have this lovely humongous pillow, but you can use towels, you can use a blanket, anything that props you up. And what this is going to do, it's going to lift you up and it's going to allow the hips to spiral open and relax. When that happens, that creates a lot of freedom in our spine. So go ahead and grab whatever feels good to you. Let's start by closing our eyes so that we can move inwards. Change our awareness from an external environment to our internal environment. And start by having open awareness. You're not focused on any particular thing. Wherever your focus goes, because there's a sensation, something you notice, you go there. And then maybe your attention gets moved elsewhere. Maybe you're even struggling right now to even find a focus and attention, and that's okay too. That's just part of your practice today. So we move in and downwards into ourself. We're going to begin by rocking forwards and backwards. So this is our pelvic floor, pelvic diaphragm. As we rock forwards, we move towards our pubic bone, pubic symphysis. And as we rock backwards, we move towards the tail. On either side, sits bones. So we have a right front, a left front, a right back, and a left back, these four quadrants. But they blend. So it becomes very circular and very wave-like. And what if your tail began to lead this? So the tail reaches under and the tail reaches out. Releasing your abdominal muscles. For some of us, that is a very vulnerable feeling. We want to protect our vulnerable guts. Or for a lot of us, we become self-conscious, like, oh, I'm letting my belly hang out. But go ahead. Beautiful thing about doing something like this is no one's watching you. Notice how you feel as you release those muscles. Notice what is beginning to move you. All these organs inside can move us. They have substance, they breathe, they glide, they slide. And when you're ready, bring yourself to the center. Right in the center, pubic bone, tailbone, two sits bones. Relax the belly. Gravity comes down through the body. It's like this slow molasses. And there's an equal energy moving up through the body. And the head is light and spacious. You can always just move it a little bit, relaxing the neck. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Moving upwards, we're going to move to our thoracic diaphragm, or this middle part of our body. And we're going to find this bottom of our breastbone, this little xiphoid process. And then if you can take your other hand in the back and find that same place, general place, across from each other. And then slide those hands to the sides. And maybe just a little sliding around here. Just this touch, waking us up to the three-dimensionality of this part of our body. When we have low tone and we're kind of collapsed in this area, we look like this. And then we try to fix it by doing this. But that's called propping. So we're going to find support from the center. That xiphoid process can swing out like a little door and then swing in. I invite you to go back to closing your eyes. Underneath that xiphoid process, that point in the back of the spine and the sides, we have that pelvic floor that we woke up. We have those lower organs, and that includes the kidneys in the back. I invite you to place your hands anywhere you want as well. You can place them on the belly, on the kidneys, on that xiphoid process, letting it swing and release. Moving upwards, and here we have liver, stomach. Our large intestines is our ascending and descending colon. We have a pancreas up there, a spleen. Moving this through your organs. As that xiphoid process swings forwards, the tail can swing outwards, and they move towards each other. Full through the sides of the body, three-dimensional. So in this area we have a right front, we have a left front, we have a right back and a left back, but it is connected. It's interwoven and connected. Releasing. Moving upwards into the lungs, the heart, the throat. Your inhale expands you. Your exhale condenses you. Just arriving to stillness, feeling the pelvic floor, feeling that thoracic area, and you're in the center. Now we move upwards to this whole shoulder girdle. And we could think about the collarbones and this upper breastbone as the front, the shoulder blades as the back. You could think about that middle part of the spine up there. But the shoulder blades and the collarbones are quite nice to feel this because they connect and they create this joint for our upper arm bone. And as we move inwards, the collarbones come in, the breastbone comes in, and these arms gently internally rotate. Shoulder blades spread. And then the breastbone can lift, the collarbones expand, and the shoulder blades, they move towards each other, but they are breathing and floating, and as you lift, the upper arms externally rotate. Lungs, heart, you can build this from the pelvic floor through that thoracic area, moving upwards through the shoulders. All of the organs breathing, gliding and sliding, and creating support. Softening the jaw, softening the tongue. Moving to the head, just incorporating that here. We have the face. We have the back of the skull, our two ears on the side, and inside is our brain. Down in the pelvic floor, the bladder, very buoyant. Moving up through the organs all the way to the brain and back in. The bones, the muscles, following this fluid wave from deep inside the body. Front quadrant to the right, front left quadrant, back right quadrant, back left quadrant, but blending together. Fluid, sporullic. Noticing for you, is there a place you like to move from more than the other? Do you move more from your front? Do you move more from your back? Can you find a fullness through your entire center? So the fluids are saturating, filling, like a sponge. And then emptying, releasing, yielding. A movement meditation. Let's just continue this a little while longer. Slow enough that you can notice places of holding or tension and let them go. And then eventually arriving in the center, the pelvic floor, the thoracic area, the shoulder girdle, and the head. And the organs from the bladder all the way to the brain. Open awareness. How do you feel now? And compare it to when you started. And I invite you just to softly open your eyes. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you feel relaxed, a little bit more balanced. It's a wonderful practice when you're feeling tense, if you've been sitting for a long time. And we did about a 14-minute practice of this. It can certainly be slower or shorter, but it's worth the time. And sometimes what happens is that once you get into it, it feels so good, you just want to keep going. So I would love to hear your experiences with this, so please feel free to reach out to me, and I will be doing a few more of these through the month. And thanks for joining me.